Okay, so we're at the Weekapaw Resort and Conference Center where we are going to have our March triathlon camp, and I want to give some running tips and some clues on how to get better running form. You know, I always talk about running form and how important it is to your running economy and your running efficiency, which greatly reduces injury and hopefully increases performance down the road. And there's a few very important keys that I think a lot of people miss, and the ease of how to getting into those better body position, better body alignment, so that you run a little bit more smoothly. And the first again is where exactly, when we talk about body lean, where does body lean come from, and where do you want to be with your body, and going into your gait cycle and coming out of your gait cycle. And it's pretty much we're talking about a 6 to 7% angle that we're looking at as you're coming out. As you're coming out of your running stance, we're looking at about a 6 or 7% angle of the chest being forward, the hips are forward, and so you should actually be coming out when you're in that final toe-off position with your body in this position. Not back here. If you're coming out here, this is what's causing vertical oscillation, because your body is making an angle like this and you're losing forward motion. And instead of getting forward motion, you're getting an upward motion and increasing your vertical oscillation. So what we want is for you to get your body out over your feet at about this angle as you're coming out. That way you have a nice straight forward drive, and it eliminates vertical oscillation. The easiest way to do that, I say all the time, the easiest way to get correct body position is with your arms. You can see I'm very erect. If my arms are here and my elbows aren't getting back, I stay very erect. But if I take my arms from the front and I push them back, you can see I start to get that body position that I'm looking for. It's that body position that creates my forward momentum in my run, and that's what we want. That way you're working more with the position and less having to pull and drive your legs. You've eliminated this bounce or the vertical oscillation, and now you have a nice forward smooth motion. The other thing we talk about is, to me, there should be more controversy and more talk about steps per minute. Not everyone can run at 90 steps per minute, or 180 if you go 2 times both feet. 90 steps if you're just counting 1 foot. Not everyone can do that. And is it that important for everyone? No, because I think some people lose power as they shorten their stride and increase their cadence. Is it the most efficient? It's the most efficient for some, but it's not the most efficient for all. Because if you lose power from here to here, you're losing your propulsiveness and your ability to push yourself forward faster, and you don't want to do that. So you want to get into a stride and a cadence, or a step per minute, that also allows you to have power. It's very much like cycling. That whole cycle is foot back, coming through, up, and driving down. And if that motion for you driving down is causing your overall stride and your cadence to be optimal for you, keeping your power, your heart rate, all working together at whatever zone area you're working in or whatever effort area you're working in, then that's the best cadence for you. Just like cycling, you don't want to sacrifice power for cadence. So you have to find the optimal rate for you. For me, I generally run at about 170 steps per minute. That's my optimal cadence, and that's where I generate my most power and feel most comfortable. Some of the people that we work with obviously have that higher rate. I don't think it's necessarily important. Again, optimizing how everything works together when you're running is the most important thing. And again, easiest way, elbows back, we're driving forward. Too many times I'm seeing this motion, and if you can see the bottom of your foot, that means you're snapping that leg out, which also means you have to snap it back. And that causes over-engagement of the hamstrings, the glutes, the psoas, and so forth. When you're running, it should basically be drive up, drive down. Drive up, drive down. And why? Because you're reducing impact time. We always talk about impact and impact time. If my foot lands in front of my center of mass, even if I'm landing on my midfoot, or I'm landing flat, or even if I'm landing on my toe, I'm still out there, and this is causing me to slow down. What has to happen? I am on the ground where my impact time lasts from the moment I hit here I come here, now I'm over my foot. What do I have to do? I have to again drive forward, and even though the foot isn't coming off the ground, that's still impact. So essentially you can see with my body back behind my feet, I'm on the ground out here. I'm still on. I don't start to get off the ground until I've traveled, I don't know if you can see that, but I've traveled this far with my foot on the ground. That's all causes you to lose some pace. And it's all pace that we're always looking for, isn't it? So, in essence, if my body position is here, I am driving my leg up, driving it down to the ground, coming right back up with it. My impact time is here, comes around, and it is here. So I'm only on the ground for that brief second. You know, one of the most brilliant comments I've ever heard by an analyst in a race was a couple of years ago, 2 years ago. Rennie was pacing the lead Swiss, catching up the lead Swiss girl at the end of the Ironman World Championships, and as she went by, the announcer said, "Look at the difference in their foot strike and how long their foot's on the ground." Rennie's foot is on the ground and off the ground, and the other girl's foot was on the ground for this length of time. So it's not as efficient, and it's not as quick, and it's harder on your body. The longer your foot is on the ground, it's impact time. Doesn't feel like impact, but it is impact. So we want to reduce that impact. If I'm here and up, instead of here to here and up, I've reduced my impact by almost 60%. That's a lot of impact that you're saving your body over the course of longer runs. So again, you want to have shorter stride, drive from the hip, everything under the center of mass, chest forward. This is the position your head should be in. If you take your middle finger and your thumb, put it rested on your forefinger, I'm looking straight ahead, and I am always looking straight ahead. Two very important keys here. If I'm looking straight ahead and I'm running and this is my motion, I can't see my feet. Can't see them, can't hear them. If my foot gets off the ground lightly, I know that my impact is very minimal. Can't hear your feet, can't see your feet. If my head is down or my foot is out in front of me, I can now see that foot. It's a good indicator that my body position is wrong. So these are a couple of things that you need to work on right away that will make you a better runner. Ease of body position, lifting the leg, driving from the core to the ground, getting it right back up, and when it's all put together, it's kind of like this. So, as always, be healthy, train smart, have fun, and we'll see you next time.